This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
The springtime thaw is finally here. Flowers are blooming. Days are longer. We're saying yes to more plans and finally getting outside, running, walking, just moving again. It's the perfect time to upgrade your everyday go-tos with Bombas. Take Bombas sport socks. They're super comfortable and designed with sport-specific tech for running, cycling, yoga, hiking, you name it. I use them to run in, and I can tell you they work beautifully. So head over to bombas.com and use code SYSK for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code SYSK at checkout.
Hey folks, owning a home means one thing. Something's gonna break. AC, plumbing, fridge, and it's never convenient or cheap. That's where American Home Shield comes in. An AHS Home warranty can help protect your wallet from pricey breakdowns on even your oldest appliances and systems. And if they can't repair the covered item, they'll replace it. So check out American Home Shield and get 20% off any plan at ahs.com/SYSK and see promo details. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. American Home Shield. Don't worry. Be warranty.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know, a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh, and there's Chuck, and Jerry's hanging out too, and that's making this Stuff You Should Know episode. So welcome, everyone, and welcome back, Chuck.
Yeah, welcome back, Josh. Welcome back, Jerry. This is... This feels weirder than ever before. I think, well, we should explain. We're recording our first episodes of the year. And it feels even weirder to ramp back up because we had such a long, great break.
I grew a beard.
No, you didn't. I just saw you in person.
That's true.
But I almost felt, not nervous, but I was like, do I remember how to do this?
Oh, of course you do.
I guess we're
doing it. How are you feeling
right
right now? A little shaky?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing it, so I guess this is how we do it.
This is how we do it. Also, Chuck,
Yeah.
You're doing great, by the way. We have a big announcement to make. We want to bring everybody up to speed. We hit the $1 million mark.
Oh, yeah.
We being Stuff You Should Know listeners, and we hit it a little bit after the turn of the new year, right?
That's right. For our friends at COED, they're the Cooperative for Education that does such great work helping to break the cycle of poverty in Guatemala. And I know we sort of beat you over the head with it at the end, but we really wanted to get the Stuff You Should Know Army over $1 million because that's a big number, and we did it.
Yeah, we did it. So congratulations to everyone in Stuff You Should Know land, and a special thanks to everybody who opened up their hearts and their wallets and contributed to all those people in Guatemala, all the kids.
Totally.
All right, just wanted to let everybody know, and sorry for keeping you in suspense. I know this is going to come out in like late January, but
yeah,
them's the breaks, everybody.
Yeah, and our big, beautiful stash of episodes that we recorded to take that long break are almost gone.
They've dwindled like a Yule log burned down after the new year.
Yeah, it's kind of what it feels like. It just seeing that shrink is exhilarating and sad. It is.
I've missed. Being kind of up to date when people send in a listener mail. I'm not like, what episode does that? Because we're, a couple weeks out. We're like right there on the edge, like Al Pacino in Heat.
Right. I know, but I was getting episodes. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot we recorded that one, 6 weeks ago.
Pleasantly surprised. So, yeah, we're back in full form again, I guess is the point of what we've been talking about for the last 3 minutes.
That's right. I'm ready to go. I'm feeling totally normal now. Not weird at all.
So I'd like to talk about something that's not weird at all, and that would be toast.
Yeah. Who doesn't love toast?
I genuinely don't know. I've never met anybody who is like, I hate toast. Maybe it's like I don't like toast a certain way, but I've never met anybody who just generally didn't like toast. And I'm sure they're out there. If you are, go ahead and write in. Let us know why you don't like toast. But I've never met an individual who didn't like toast.
Well, I think we should clarify. If you like bread, then you probably like toast.
Okay.
I think there are non-bread eaters and likers, but if you like the bread part, surely you like it, and it's, well, griddled is pretty great too, but toast, I would argue, is its best form.
Yeah. And I guess we are talking about a specific way of heating and crisping bread. I think people actually get that pedantic about when actually does bread become toast in the toasting process, et cetera. We're not going to go down that road. We're going to keep this fun and light and talk about toast.
Yeah, this was my pick, and Livia helped us out with it. And here's my deal: is I hardly ever eat toast because it's just, especially when you're carrying a few pounds extra around your middle, it's not like you jump up and say, let's throw a few slices of bread in the oven and butter and start our day that way. Toast is a treat for me, a semi-rare treat when I'm maybe out to breakfast or recording an episode on toast, because after studying this morning, I was like, I got to go eat a piece of toast. I have to.
You know what's weird is I finally got to that point. I was telling Yumi last night, I was like, it's so weird. I've been researching toast all day, and I don't have a hankering for toast. And it finally got me this morning.
You had some?
I started, no, not yet. I
Okay.
started looking up, all we have are tortillas in the house. I'm like, you can't make toast out of this. So I started looking up the best white bread, and I found a Serious Eats, I think, or no, Eat This, Not That, basically taste test. And they said that it was a type of Pepperidge Farms, but they said it's pretty good. It makes better toast, but they said the overall better bread was Nature's Own Perfect White Bread, I believe is what it's called. So I'm going to get me some of that and make some toast soon.
That's a pretty bold name, Perfect White.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, what it's called.
Yeah, I had...
Hold on, I have it written down. I made a draft in my email folder so I didn't forget it.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Chuck, it is Nature's Own Perfectly Crafted White Bread.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Perfect White, that has some bad insinuations, I think.
Right, Perfectly Crafted. Their marketing team is like, whoa, 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 whoa.
So here's what I did, and I want to shout out a listener. I used we have had some oat nut wheat bread in the old pantry, so I threw that in a toaster oven, a Breville toaster oven, and we'll talk about the different kinds of toasters. We honestly just don't have counter space. We don't have a huge kitchen, so we don't have enough room for the beautiful Superior stand-up toaster. And then I used the Butterbell, and this is from Amanda, who just wrote in. Amanda Plashall wrote in like last week that said, hey, you got to use a Butterbell crock. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, we had one, and the butter kept growing mold.
Are you changing your water every 3 days?
Yeah. Shoot,
Really?
I'm taking it like a shot, a little buttery water shot.
Huh. All right. Well, that's weird. Mine hasn't molded yet. So I use that, which keeps the butter nice and soft and spreadable. And then I, on a whim, took a little, and I go for sort of a medium dark. I like it. I don't like a
really?
Yeah, not a really light toast, but not dark either. But I really love that sound when you're spreading it, you know? And then I put some Cloister cinnamon honey, like the spun spreadable honey on there.
Okay.
And it was so good.
So you
just one
butter
slice.
and honey. Butter and honey combo,
Yeah, but
huh?
it could have been just butter or just, I mean, there's a lot of things I can put on toast and enjoy it.
I like butter and jam for toast.
Yeah, I like jam too.
If I do honey, I need to do peanut butter. I'm not crazy about the butter and honey combination, although I do love a good honey butter, but that's not the same thing as butter and honey. And I just don't, I don't know why. They sound like they'd be spectacular together, but they just don't hit me quite right. Kind of like bourbon and grapefruit juice. Sounds like it'd be great. It's actually kind of awful.
Yeah, I don't think that sounds great though.
Okay.
All right. Should we talk about butter or toast?
Is that what we're talking about today?
We should do one on butter though. That's a good idea.
Sure. That's a great idea. So we should probably start with the history, because we don't exactly know who started making toast, but most people chalk it up to the ancient Egyptians. They think the Greeks or the Romans stole it from the Egyptians and kind of made a big deal out of it, actually named the stuff. We call toast because in, I guess, ancient Roman?
Yeah, Latin.
No, Latin. It's the new year.
Yeah.
Toastum is Latin for scorched. So that's kind of where we get the word toast from. So that's where toast kind of first appears. But they're basically saying, like, and Livia helped us out with this, that as long as people have been making bread, they probably very quickly after that started making toast.
Yeah, and that's toastum as in TOSTUM. It's not TOASTUM. ST''M,
Right.
because that's probably some highly manufactured food product.
Probably.
It's delicious.
Toastamos. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There was fire. There was sort of stalish bread, probably. And they said, hey, we can, the air fryer's not around yet.
Right.
We can revive this sort of stale thing by putting a little brown on it.
Meaning toasting it.
Sure. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, were you going dirty?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So really, I guess in medieval times, they were kind of like, okay, we'll see what we can do with this toast. And that's where cinnamon toast comes from, the 15th century. There was something called golden sops, which was kind of a predecessor to French toast. And that came around in the 13th century. I think it was associated with the alchemists because it was supposed to be associated with gold, which was attributed to immortal life.
Yeah.
That sounds really alchemist-y to me.
Yeah, and I think that's just like dipping toast in egg yolk, right?
Yes.
And eating
I
it.
believe so.
Not like frying it.
You fry it up or cook it in some way.
Oh, I thought you would just eat the toast and dip it in that yolk and eat it.
I don't think so. I think you dip the bread in the yolk and then cook it.
Okay, all right. Well, that
Kind
is
of like French toast.
That is French toast.
But none of that matters. It does not matter from the time of ancient Egypt through to the 15th century because nothing important happened until, I believe, the great people of Naples, Italy, invented cinnamon toast.
Yeah, and this is straight up cinnamon toast. They toasted the bread over fire, and we'll get to the implements they used to do that. And they would put butter on it. They would put cinnamon and sugar on it. But this sounds so key and delicious. It says here that they would add a creamy cheese and then cook it some more.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, does that mean cream cheese? Because that
I
could
don't
be
know.
kind of good.
It sounds delicious to me.
It does sound pretty good. But regardless, I think cinnamon toast is one of the pinnacles of human cookery.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Have you ever had Welsh rarebit?
No, and I want to try it now, but and I know I've looked it up before and realized it's not what I thought, but I always thought it was a rabbity meat dish and just always avoided it.
No, well, the legend goes that the poor Welsh peasants called it Welsh rabbit because they used the cheese instead of meat because cheese was cheaper and easier to get than rabbit meat was.
Right.
I also heard that was kind of a derogatory or scornful thing, like to the Welsh, this is what rabbit is, this cheese substitute. But it's a cheesy, really delicious cheesy sauce
So you've had
that
it.
includes beer and Worcestershire.
Okay.
And then you put that over toast. And I can't remember. There might be some other component to it. Yeah, I had it at this restaurant in D.C., and I can't remember the name of it, but it's where JFK proposed to Jackie O.
Oh,
So I'm sure
nice.
there's some D.C. people who know. But they had Welsh rarebit, and I was like, I got to try this, and it was really good.
I'm going to try it. And it's nothing to be scared of. And I didn't feel as dumb knowing that it originally may have had rabbit and they used cheese instead.
Yeah.
Because it felt like a dummy because it doesn't even say rabbit.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a bastardization of it. It's like instead of rabbit, it's like RABB''IT.
Things really cooked up, though, in a big way, no pun intended, in the Victorian era in Britain when they went wild for toast. All kinds of great recipes. We're going to highlight a few of them here that Livia dug up, including bone marrow toast. I have kind of turned on bone marrow. I was enjoying it for a little while, but the last time I had it, I didn't really like it, and it kind of grossed me out.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. If you stop and think about it, it can gross you out pretty easy.
Yeah, so I think I'm off of it now, or maybe just a tiny bit goes a long way for me, I think.
Yeah.
Not too much marrow. So the marrow toast was from a book in 1867 from Charles Elm Francatelli, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in Queen Victoria's kitchen and said the Queen ate this basically every night for dinner. And there was kind of a fun line, and it's fun reading these old recipes always. One of them says that you should get the butcher to break the bones, as this is a rather awkward affair for ladies.
Right.
I guess to break those bones. Not very ladylike.
I mean, it's an awkward affair for anybody, really.
And what's the other funny line in that recipe?
That it should have just a mere suspicion of shallot.
I love that.
Yeah. It's a strange way to put it, but I like that guy's writing.
Well, you say
So-
a hint of something, so that makes sense.
Right. A mere suspicion. I've never heard anything like it in
Yeah, I
my
haven't
life.
either.
So there was another cookbook in Victorian England called The Book of Household Management by Isabella Beeton.
Yeah,
I think everyone referred to her as Mrs. Beeton.
probably.
And she came up with a couple good ones, a couple good contributions. One is the toast sandwich, and it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like the Blues Brothers wish sandwich. Do you remember that?
No, huh?
Where you had 2 slices of bread and you wish you had some meat? That's basically it. It was a meat substitute. You take 2 pieces of bread and your meat was a piece of toast.
Yeah. And like the bread would be buttered. Everybody calm down.
Sure.
But it was just dry toast in the middle. That was the substance of the sandwich.
Like a Big
And
Mac.
people would eat them. Kind of, yeah, I guess a little bit, but without the meat, without the dressing,
Sure.
without the sesame seed bun, without the lettuce, without
surprised-
any of that.
I'm surprised you didn't say it like the old commercial.
I can't remember. I've got the BK jingle in my head, and it's not jibing.
I think it was 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
Pickles, onion on a sesame seed bun.
Yeah, there you go. In 2
Got it.
octaves.
I've got have it your way, have it your way in my head all the time, not just right now, by the way.
What did that mean? Was Burger King known for like saying you can get a special type of hamburger and not
Yeah,
get, spit on?
it was hold the pickles, hold the lettuce,
Yeah.
special orders don't upset us.
Did they upset-
All we want is that you let us have it your way.
I don't remember going to McDonald's though and them being upset when I said no pickles or whatever.
Oh man, they were well known for their people just going into a rage if you asked them to hold anything. Like you knew better in the 80s than to open your mouth at McDonald's aside
Right.
from ordering directly off the menu.
Hold this, buddy.
Right.
This recipe is pretty fun. Toast water.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you gave people a test and said, guess 3 guesses on what toast water would be, they probably wouldn't guess what toast water is, even though it's exactly what it sounds like, which
I
is
think the mind repels at thinking of it, you know?
no. It's just making toast, pouring boiling water over the toast, and that's not the meal. It's not like milk toast, which we'll get to in a second. You just let it get cold, and then you strain out that toast and have toast flavored water.
Like kind of, as Livia puts it, a toast-based iced tea.
I kind of want to try this.
I don't want to try it at all. I
I'm
think
gonna
it
try
sounds
it.
really awful. But let me know how it is.
I'm totally going to try this.
Okay, seriously, dude, let me know how it is.
I will.
So you mentioned milk toast. We can't
Mm-hmm.
not mention milk toast. Not to be confused with milk steak. This is milk toast. And although it was a rage in like the 19th century, they think it was actually invented in New England. And it was basically toast with warm milk and then something like cinnamon, sugar, maple syrup, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. It could be eaten as a breakfast. It was frequently given to people on their sick beds.
Yeah.
It was just comfort food, early comfort food. And it actually gave us a comic strip character's name, Casper Milquetoast.
Right.
And I looked up Casper Milquetoast. I've heard of him plenty of times, but I never actually saw a Casper Milquetoast comic strip. And it was like looking into a mirror.
I actually didn't look it up. I'm doing so right now.
This guy,
looks
life is
nothing
just
like
so
you.
hard for this guy because no. His like the things that the way he sees the world is like looking into a mirror. Everything's so hard and difficult, and everybody just wants to beat him up.
Aw.
And it's just, I was like, wow, I got more than a
no.
little strain of Casper Milquetoast in me.
I
It's
picture you
worth
with
looking up for sure.
like a tear in your eye. So milk toast is, I had kind of had a vision for it as like toast floating in like a thin plate of milk. And it turns out there's kind of all kinds of ways. I've seen it, recipes where it's toast with like a milky cream that you kind of drizzle over it. But then I've seen it also like as if you just chop up toast and eat it like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, I don't think there's any specific rules on eating milk toast.
I'm going to try that too.
I would try that for sure.
Okay.
It sounds pretty good. One thing I came across, Chuck, that it just kept popping up is apparently toast back in this time was way thinner. I saw it cut. It should be cut to about a 1/4 inch, which is
Oh, wow.
really thin toast.
Yeah.
Almost appallingly thin.
It's almost a
toast. So-
Melba.
yeah, it is very much Melba-like. I think maybe twice as wide as your standard Melba toast, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still pretty thin. It would be brittle really fast if you asked me.
Totally. Should we take a break?
We should.
Did you forget that part?
I did.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey, everybody. I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
All cat parents understand the feeling of being ignored by your cat and often asking yourself, does my cat even love me? And there is only one solution to solve that, Sheba. Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has a menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, and even a kitten's menu. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater, like the Sheba Puree, which is made with bone broth. It's a protein-rich, lickable treat with chef-inspired flavors. It has a smooth and creamy texture that cats love. Plus, it supports a strong bond between pet parents and their cats with a hand-fed cat treat. It also contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. So instead of feeling ignored, you're suddenly the center of their world. It's basically a fast pass to favorite human status. Next time you're wondering if your cat loves you, grab Sheba Puree or explore their entire range of textures and flavors at your local retailer. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
Spectrum Business keeps businesses of all sizes connected seamlessly with fast, reliable internet, advanced Wi-Fi, phone, TV, and mobile services.
That's right. And Spectrum Business offers 100% U.S.-based customer support 24/7 to help you stay up and running. And they offer tailored connectivity solutions with packages built for your business budget.
Yeah, so it's no wonder millions of business owners rely on Spectrum Business to keep them connected. Visit spectrum.com/business to learn more. Restrictions apply. Service is not available in all areas. So this is going so far.
So far?
Yeah, it's harder to say than it sounds. You got to practice in your head right before you said it. I did not.
By the way, I didn't want it to go unmentioned that I really dug your milk steak ref. So
thanks.
You slid it in there so quickly that I didn't want to get, because sometimes we'll do that and we'll get letters like, I can't believe Chuck didn't laugh when he said milk steak.
Yeah.
Boiled over hard.
Okay. There's one other thing we got to talk about, and that is means of creating toast from bread.
Yeah, these are the implements that I mentioned. Which it's funny, a lot of these implements basically are just like modern camping implements. Mm-hmm. There are all kinds of little camping toasty things, including telescoping, which was invented, it looks like, in the Victorian era. They're not as fancy as they used to be, but all kinds of things that are basically kind of like camping toasters.
Yeah, because that's basically what everyone was doing in the 19th century, was camping indoors.
Yeah, exactly.
So they had those. They had toasting forks, and they had toasting forks for hundreds of years. There was not a lot of innovation on that, although they tinkered with, how many tines it had, or just kind of trying to improve the toast fork. But that was how you made toast for a really long time. And then they came up with stoves, and somebody very quickly said, we can attach like a little thing onto the front of the stove and direct some of that heat onto a little toast rack and make toast that way. That was a pretty big innovation, I guess. But it wasn't until electric power came along that toast really started to come into its own, if you ask me.
For sure. But I also want to shout out the toast rack, because that is a thing I didn't know was a thing. until I saw it, and I was like, I love this. It's brilliant. Why don't they still have these? And they do.
They do. I saw somebody on like some toast forum or whatever saying like, do not eat toast without a toast rack. And if you don't have a toast rack, like lean your toast up against like a glass or something like that. Like that's how you store toast until you eat it. And you should be eating it pretty quickly after you make it.
Yeah, and to be clear, this is not a means of cooking, but if you're serving like a brunch or a breakfast at your house, you toast all the toast, and it's sort of like a little miniature bike rack with a caddy handle.
I think of it more like a little, remember those little 45 record stands?
Sure. Oh, yeah, that too.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, but it keeps, I think the ideal way to, like you said, to store toast until it goes in your mouth is not laying down on the plate where it can collect that condensation and moisture because the heat.
Gets the heat. My God, the heat.
Like you pick up a piece of toast. If you see water on your plate, you're doing it wrong.
Right. And the toast rack gets around that. So, yes, hats off to the toast rack. And, yes, if you are a toast aficionado and you're not using a toast rack, you got a whole world that's about to open up to you, buddy.
That's right. But we were talking about electricity and specifically the innovation that came along, which was nichrome. And you think, what is nichrome? And I'll say, well, it's a nickel and chromium composite invented by an engineer named Albert Marsh in 1905. And you say, well, what is that? It's just a heating coil.
Right. It's this really neat alloy that has a high electrical resistance, which means that if you run an electrical current through it, it doesn't like that. And it responds by getting really, really hot, putting out infrared radiation and turning bright red. And if you say, well, that sounds a lot like a toaster's heating element, that's why, because apparently nichrome is still in use today. I saw quartzes as well, but I think in your average $15 toaster that your bank gives you for opening an account, I don't know if they still do that or not, it's going to have nichrome heating elements in it.
Yeah, and I assume it's the same thing in like a space heater, right? Or is that different?
The most dangerous ones, yes.
Man, I don't like a space heater unless it glows. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love those.
I do too. It's kind of nice. It's fire-like because it almost is fire.
It's almost fire. That's how they should market it.
Right. That actually would be good marketing.
Can we talk about the D12? Because I'm in love with this thing. That was a GE product. And they basically say this is the first mass-marketed commercial toaster. When you're in a safe space, you're not driving your car or something, you can look this thing up. Just look up on an image search, GE D12 toaster, invented by Frank Shaler. And this thing is beautiful in its simplicity. I would love to be able to find one and have an electrician like rig it to work in my modern kitchen because it just looks super cool because I love those coils.
That thing would catch on fire so fast. It would. I mean, you just plug it in and it just immediately catch fire, I think, from the first time.
Can you describe the shape?
It's like if you took the guts out of a toaster, one side of the guts out of a toaster, and kept the cord and plugged it in, and did not have any kind of guard or anything around it, and you just laid the toast on it.
Yeah, it's like losing the shell.
That would be the D12.
Yeah.
It looks to me kind of like it's the toaster version of a wicker wheelchair. I find it deeply uncomfortable to look at.
I love your
It
fear
looks
of
too
wicker
old-timey,
wheelchairs.
you know?
Your long-standing fear of wicker wheelchairs.
I don't think it's ever going away. I don't see my fear of wicker wheelchairs ever.
Oh,
getting
man.
resolved.
I'm going to, upon retirement, you're going to find one of those on your front porch with a big bow on it.
Oh, man. I wouldn't come out of the house for so long. That's a great Casper Milquetoast comic strip.
So the D12, the toast leans, like you said, it's at a bit of an angle. So it's like a little pup tent with heating coils. The problem with the D12 was that you had to obviously flip it over. And I don't say it's a problem. I think that's a fun, interactive way to make toast. But you'd have to flip it over to toast both sides. And I think the first pop-up toaster was the first one where they said, hey, why don't we see if we can toast both sides of this thing?
Yeah, a guy named Charles Strite from Minnesota invented the first pop-up toaster in 1919. It went on to be manufactured and marketed as the Toastmaster. I think that brand might still be around.
That sounds familiar.
So the thing is Charles Strite invented this thing pretty much perfectly right out of the gate. Where again, if you go to a bank and you ask for the toaster that they give you when you open your account, they probably are giving you a Charles Strite version of a toaster. He just created it correctly right out of the gate.
That's right. And the plus here, again, is you don't have to flip it, and it had a very key component, which was a timer, so you don't have to sit there and watch it, and it would just pop it up, spring-loaded. And we'll get to it in a second, but the startling revelation of this episode to me is I thought that's how all modern pop-up toasters worked today, was you set a little brownness variation, which was just essentially a timer, and put a pin in that, because that's not how modern toasters work, and I was blown away to learn that.
Well, I say we talk about that right now because I'm raring at the bit.
All right, at the rare bit.
Yeah, right. So I guess somebody came along and said, how can we make this harder or more complex? And they did. They took the timer element out of it, and instead they now have the a current that's created. I guess a circuit is closed, right? Which means that the electricity can flow through it, which heats up the heating element. That happens when you press down the lever, the handle, to sink the toast into the toaster. But it also triggers something that connects an electromagnet that holds that basket that the toaster in down. But eventually, enough electricity flows through that a capacitor, that I guess is set to some certain voltage, reaches its limit, turns off the energy to the electromagnet, which now releases the basket, which pops the toaster up. So the handle comes up with it, which means that the circuit is now open. There's no longer electricity that can flow through it.
And the other way, and this is the one that really blew me away, because to me, nothing is more simple than just a timer.
Right.
But it can be controlled by a switch that is made of two metals. It's bimetallic, and these two metals expand at different rates. So one of them is getting hot at a rate that the other one is not getting hot at. And once they reach a whatever certain point, they will push apart and break that circuit. So I always just figured it was a timer. And it's one of these two things, which, like you said, just seems infinitely more complicated. But there's got to be a reason, right?
I guess it's probably because it's cheaper to make and
Than a timer?
That's what I would guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because think about it. The timer has you have to have a clock. You got to have some spring.
You have to have a
string.
clock?
You have to have a mouse attached to the string that sets off that ball that goes and
that's
hits
true.
the little pole with the boot attached that knocks over the water that ends the timer.
I forgot about all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
You're totally
expensive.
right. I also do want to shout out my favorite toaster, which I guess people might have these in their homes. There's probably a home version, but the one you get at the Hampton Inn lobby breakfast or in the Delta Sky Club, the beautiful conveyor belt toaster.
The Quiznos toaster.
Oh, I've never been to Quiznos, but I love those conveyor toasters.
Oh, you're missing out. Quiznos is one of the best.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they toast everything. They don't ask you if you want your sub toasted. They do it. And it
really?
goes on this cool little conveyor belt toaster, and it comes out delicious every time.
Man, why aren't they sponsoring us?
I don't know. They've really greatly diminished in size. I thought maybe they'd gone out of business, but they just closed a lot of their stores. But they're still around, apparently. But I guess that's probably why.
Well, I mean, we're giving him free advertising. I called out Jared from Subway years before his great shame. Like, we're doing everything for Quiznos we can do.
It's true, man.
For
You're right.
$0. Anyway, I
Yeah.
love the conveyor toaster. I think they're awesome. I wish I had one in my house. Maybe I'll do that one day.
Yeah, just stay at a Hampton Inn and walk out with their toaster.
Yeah. Oh, and those little waffle irons.
Yes. They need to triple the number of waffle irons that they have, in my experience. That line.
Don't let children operate them, because they screw everything up.
Did you see the Balmuda toaster I sent you?
Yeah, that is very appealing, but boy, is it expensive.
It is. It's $300, but it does other things rather than just toast. So if you hear somebody say it's a $300 toaster, just be like, actually, it does a lot more than just toast. But
It's
the
a
thing
toaster
about
oven.
it is, right.
First of all, yeah.
So, I mean, $300 toaster oven that's an expensive
No, it's a lot.
toaster oven, but it's not astronomical compared to other toaster ovens, I think.
Yeah.
Compared to like the $15 bank toaster, yes.
Sure. No. I get what you mean. It wasn't $1,000, but
Right.
it's a luxury item. I think the trick here is, or at least they say, what I want to do is try one out because you pour a little bit of water in it, right? And that supposedly the steam helps the toast taste better.
Yeah, you toast your bread with steam, which apparently heats up faster than air, which makes sense because steam can burn your face off faster than air can. And that's what they do to the toast. They burn the face off of the bread using hot steam, and it crisps the outside, turns it pretty brown if you want it to be, and then the inside stays like chewy and soft. It's kind of like searing the juices inside a steak.
Hold on a second. It is only steam?
Yeah, it's hot steam air. That's my understanding of it.
I thought it was a coil and with some steam addition.
So it's the same thing. If you're not actually cooking the bread on your heating element in a toaster, the air is cooking the toast, right?
Yeah.
This is just a variation on that. They're using steam rather than just air. So they're using water and air heated up rather than just heated air.
Okay, I didn't know it was only steam. That is pretty wild.
Yeah, weird, wild stuff.
And that company, I'd never heard of that company.
I hadn't either.
And I looked into it a little bit. It's a Japanese company that I think they have like 4 things. They make a tea kettle, a toaster, a Bluetooth speaker, and what else? Oh, a lantern.
Right.
For very disparate things.
Even weirder, they're the parent company of Quiznos.
They should be doing pretty well then with those $300, $400 products.
That's right.
Should we take a break?
Oh, boy. Yeah, sure.
All right. Or should we wait?
I don't know, man. It's 2023. All bets are off.
How about this? Let's tell this awesome tangent story that Livia dug up, which I think is kind of one of the coolest parts of this episode, and then we'll take a break.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, hit me with it. Who is Alan McMasters?
The inventor of the toaster, dummy. He invented it back in 1893. Don't you know?
Yeah, he was from Edinburgh. And he was an electrical engineer, and he worked for the British electric company Crompton & Co., and came up with the first toaster in 1893. And we know because it was on Wikipedia, and there was even a picture of this, old-timey picture of this guy.
Yeah, so it had to be true. But it turned out it wasn't true at all. And there's a 15-year-old British boy who said, that picture does not look like it's from the 19th century. And if you look at the picture, it doesn't look like it's from the 19th century at all. I mean,
no.
Just running a slight sepia filter on it does not a 19th century picture make, right?
Uh-huh.
But it was enough to fool everybody for a very long time. So in 2012, there was a college student. I did not see where he went, but his name was Alex. And he had a friend whose name was Alan McMasters. And just as a joke, Alex edited the Wikipedia entry, I believe for toast or toasters, to say that Alan McMasters was the inventor of the toaster.
That's a good joke.
It is a good joke, but
Yeah.
then it got picked up by the press, starting with the Daily Mirror.
Yeah, and not the hoax picked up, but just the story. And there are articles, and Livia sent us a link. There's one from 2012 that is still not corrected online. I think it was from the Daily Mirror, right?
Yeah, the Mirror said they did a list of things that were invented in Great Britain.
Right.
And they chalked it up to Alan McMasters.
Oh, man.
But he didn't exist at all. Like, there was an Alan McMasters, but again, he was a college student in the 2010s. He wasn't an 1890s Scottish inventor. And yet, once that Daily Mirror article went up, it kicked off other citations. And then the beauty part of all of it, Chuck, is that those citations or those articles that sprung from the fake Wikipedia entry became citations in the Wikipedia entry. So it was a self-sustaining support system for itself.
It was amazing. There was a BBC show called Great British Menu that created from scratch a dessert named after McMasters. There was apparently a school in Scotland that had a Alan McMasters Day in his honor. And it really... And it's a harmless prank. That's why I think it's so great. Like, I'm normally not a big fan of pranks, but I don't think this really hurt anybody that I can think about.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it hurting someone? Or am I being...
I don't know. Well, I wonder if they ever told the school kids that there was no Alan McMaster's after they celebrated Alan McMaster's Day.
Okay, so maybe a small lie to school children. But otherwise, I think it's hysterical because it really, I mean, I'm sure these guys were like, I can't believe this works so well. But they were eventually found out and McMaster's was revealed. But I think that's one of the great pranks.
Yeah, I agree. And you misunderstand me. I think the fact that these school kids were lied to accidentally makes it even funnier. Not like that's a problem. Okay.
And this is also why we've never used Wikipedia as a source, which we really haven't. It's I kind of had to just tune out people that in our reviews over the years say, these two numbskulls just read Wikipedia pages. When we literally never, and it's a point of pride, and we tell when we started getting freelance writers, we were like, can't use Wikipedia as a source. Yeah. And now I can say, and this is a great reason why.
Excellently put, Chuck.
All right, break time?
It is finally break time, everybody.
Hey, everybody. I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
All cat parents understand the feeling of being ignored by your cat and often asking yourself, does my cat even love me? And there is only one solution to solve that, Sheba. Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has a menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, and even a kittens menu. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater, like the Sheba Puree, which is made with bone broth. It's a protein-rich, lickable treat with chef-inspired flavors. It has a smooth and creamy texture that cats love. Plus, it supports a strong bond between pet parents and their cats with a hand-fed cat treat. It also contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. So instead of feeling ignored, you're suddenly the center of their world. It's basically a fast pass to favorite human status. Next time you're wondering if your cat loves you, grab Sheba Puree or explore their entire range of textures and flavors at your local retailer. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
Spectrum Business keeps businesses of all sizes connected seamlessly with fast, reliable internet, advanced Wi-Fi, phone, TV, and mobile services.
That's right. And Spectrum Business offers 100% U.S.-based customer support 24/7 to help you stay up and running. And they offer tailored connectivity solutions with packages built for your business budget.
Yeah, so it's no wonder millions of business owners rely on Spectrum Business to keep them connected. Visit spectrum.com/business to learn more. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
All right, so now we get to talk a little bit about the Malyard. I always said Malyard, but is it Mallard? Because the I is not after the L like I thought it was.
So his name was Louis Camille Maillard.
Okay.
I don't think it matters at this point.
That's the reaction. If you've ever heard fancy chef types or people at a dinner party trying to impress someone else talk about the Maillard reaction. That is this, there's a chemical reaction that takes place when you heat foods. And this specific one is like when you make toast or toast a tortilla or make popcorn or like sear a steak. I think that's the same thing too, right?
Yeah, the chicken skin browning.
Yeah, that's this reaction named after this French chemist. And that's kind of the magic of where this taste comes from. It's how these chemicals are reacting to one another.
Yeah, specifically amino acids and sugars that form all sorts of new smells and new tastes. One of the new compounds that they create is acetyl tetrahydropyridine,
Nice work.
which is the smell, the taste, the aroma that gives toast its smell. It gives popcorn its smell, corn tortillas, baking its smell. It's just one of many compounds that are made by the Maillard reaction. But in the case of toast, that's where it comes from. And apparently, depending on the kind of bread you use, you'll get different kinds or different color toast, like or darker toast or lighter toast. And the more alkaline a toast is, the browner it will get, which is why it's very difficult to toast sourdough to a deep brown color because it's actually very acidic as far as breads go.
Yeah, and if you've heard in the news over recent years that like toast can be bad for you or anything sort of seared might be bad for you, it's because the jury is kind of out whether or not, well, I think the American Cancer Society said that there's definitely potentially carcinogenic compounds.
Definitely maybe
that can be created through this toasting and searing. And that's like grilled meats. We talked about that before. But they don't know if you're eating enough of that stuff to really be dangerous to you.
Yeah. Yeah, they just basically said just be careful. Don't eat dark toast. No one likes burnt toast anyway, so don't be a jerk and say you like it.
Yeah, you got to keep your eye on it because caramelization can happen, which is great if you're an onion, and maybe a tiny bit if you're some toast. But you don't want to make that toast black, that bitter black, and no amount of knife scraping, Mom, will make that taste any better.
Totally agree with you, man. You want to talk about toasts around the world?
Yeah, all this does is make me hungry. These all sound so good.
So there's one called Kaya toast from Singapore and Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
So you charcoal grill the toast. You would love that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you make a sandwich out of the toast with butter and a jam that's made from coconut and eggs called Kaya.
Delicious.
Hence the name Kaya toast. I would try that any day of the week.
All right. What about our friends from Italy? Of course, they're going to serve you something with garlic and olive oil, and that's exactly what they do. It's called fettunta.
We call that garlic toast in the Midwest.
Yeah, garlic, maybe a little salt, a little olive oil, bing, bang, boom, done.
I've got one I want to try as soon as possible. It's from Sweden, where I'd like to go, by the way. I have a real hankering to go visit Sweden sometime.
Me too.
They have a toast called Toastskagen, and it's basically a shrimp toast. You mix together creme fraiche, butter, shrimp, you put a little dill on it, some capers, and you put it all on a toast, maybe with a little bit of lemon juice or a lemon slice on it as a garnish, and then you eat it and say, man, I feel like I'm in Stockholm.
Our friends down under, what's going on down there? I love you. We get so much support from Australia, and you've got your Vegemite, of course, which is divisive, of course. But we're not here to talk about Vegemite. We're here to talk about making toast, buttering it, and then covering it with like ice cream sprinkles.
Yeah, also called sprinkles, non-perils. That's what we call them here down there, and I think in the UK, they call them hundreds and thousands. But there's those multicolored, tiny little round sprinkles.
I know we're going to get emails saying, just try it, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, they call it fairy bread, which if you put that together with a good, Instagram photo of that stuff, it's like, wow, I would try that sometime.
Which other one should we highlight here?
I think the pan con tomate, because
right.
I would like to try that one too.
All right. That's Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do? How do you make it?
Well, you just grill some bread again, little olive oil. So you think, well, I'm making fettuccine. We already talked about that. Wrong, because you add some grated on a box grater, a big old beefsteak tomato, so that you just have the innards of the tomato and not the skin.
Oh.
And you mix that with some stuff like some basil or some other spices, and you put it on some toast and eat it almost immediately. Maybe put a single anchovy on there. Maybe put a little aioli dab on there too. I saw What's your buddy's name? Kenji Alt Lopez?
Kenji Lopez Alt, sure.
Yes. They put they had a pretty good little entry and recipe for pan con tomate that I would like to try too.
That sounds really good. It almost started out sounding like, what's the nice Italian appetizer with just the tomatoes and olive oil on the toast points?
Bruschetta.
Yeah, bruschetta. I love a good bruschetta. I used to make that all the time. I don't make it much anymore.
Yeah, it's good. The simpler, the better with that, I've found.
Yeah, I do want to shout out Toad in a Hole, or Toad in the Hole, which I've only had a few times, but whenever I see it on a menu, I'll order that. And that's when I think there are like casserole variations, but the kind I've seen is just toast with the center cut out, and then you fry an egg in the middle of it.
And then you top it with a live toad.
Right.
That's cool. I would try that too.
Yeah, toad in the
I mean,
hole's
it's
good.
just, I love toast with fried eggs, so I don't know about losing any of the toast by cutting a hole out of it. What do you do with the whole toast?
I don't know. Make a Big Mac?
Sure. There's one other thing we got to talk about, Chuck. Well, maybe two.
Yeah, too.
But if you'll remember back, not too long ago, less than a decade ago, there was a pretty big toast craze going on in the United States. It was hipsterific. It's where we got avocado toast. So I'm very glad that it happened. I love avocado toast. But that's where it all came from. There was a toast movement for a little while, and it just was a huge flash in the pan. It came and went faster than you can say lickety split, but it was still kind of interesting because, again, it gave us some good toast. It introduced people to toast, but at the same time, people were like, well, this is millennials' problem. This is why you can't buy a house, because you're spending $5 on a piece of toast.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've seen, I watch a lot of Top Chef, and there was a couple of seasons there where there was a lot of like little toasts added. But to me, it's just sort of like beautiful, simplistic cooking, like toast with some nut butter and banana, or, any little like nice thing you can throw on top is a nice, I think it just is one of those things that got like Instagram too much, probably cost a little too much.
Sure.
And there was a bit of a revolution against it. But at its core, I love the idea of taking toasts and putting delicious things on them.
Yeah. Just to kind of button that up, that artisanal toast fad was traced back by Pacific Standard to a woman named Giulietta Carelli, who owns Trouble Coffee and Coconut Club. And they said this is ground zero for where people started getting the idea to make toast. I think she just offered in San Francisco.
Oh, okay, of course.
And she just offered like a really good cinnamon toast that would knock your socks off. And then other people were like, yeah, toast, that's a great idea. And it just kind of spread from there.
Yeah, that's kind of become a thing in more recent years, which I like in the chef world, which is like back to simplicity and just like a few simple ingredients. And you don't have to, because for a while there, like molecular gastronomy was the thing, and making these foams and, beads that popped and smoke would come out. And there's room for all of it. I love cooking, and I love cheap dining, and I love fine dining. I love it all. So I think there's a place for all of it. And just, I don't know. I hate when something delicious happens and people are like, hipsters like it, so I hate it.
Right. Yeah. You shouldn't do that. I mean, just make your own mind up. Don't identify with something or against something because someone else you don't like likes it. And why don't you like those people in the first place? Have you really stopped and invested any time or thought into yourself? Maybe you don't like what you see in them that reminds you of yourself. Maybe that's what you don't like about people like hipsters.
From the mouth of Casper Milquetoast himself.
That's right.
All right, we're going to finish up a little bit with Livia just knocked this one out of the park with a fun little thing that I wouldn't have even thought to research probably is the word toast as like a lot of things, but like as a verb, like or making a toast. That started apparently because they would drop spiced toasted bread into a drink to help flavor it up a little bit and then pull it out, let the dog eat it maybe, and then that was a toast. Yeah, and that just became the word that was used anytime you held up a glass and said something nice about somebody else. I love that. Makes sense. Sure. I like that there's an actual origin story to it, right? And then apparently from that, all sorts of other usages of toast
kind of spread, like the toast of the town, something that's really great. That dates back to the 18th century. Apparently, toast was used in the early 70s to mean like awesome today. That's toast. Okay.
Yeah. She put in here in 84, there was a phrase, something was bad as toast.
I've never heard that before in my life.
I've never heard that before in my life either.
But speaking of 1984, the way that you and I use toast all the time, like they're toast, they're done for.
Yeah.
They're finished. That actually traces back to Bill Murray and Ghostbusters.
Can this be true?
George Will said it in 1988, and George Will knew what he was talking about. He was a language columnist.
Sure.
And in 1988, he traced it back to Bill Murray. Instead of saying, I'm going to turn this guy into toast, which the script called for, Bill Murray said, this chick is toast instead. And it just kind of took off from there.
If that's true, I love that, because what a great sort of tie-in to a movie that we used to talk about a lot. Yeah.
Remember we used to mark time by how many years before or after Ghostbusters it was.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned on the show that I thoroughly enjoyed that brand new version, even though it got widely panned.
Yeah.
Thought it was kind of fun.
And speaking of pan, that's another name for bread or toast.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What was I nervous about?
I don't know. Like I said, this one went pretty so-so.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, same here, especially for the first one back. Since Chuck said I'll take it, that means, of course, everybody, it's time for listener mail.
That's right. I guess the first thing we should mention is a quick correction. In the Edmund Fitzgerald episode,
Oh, boy.
we got the location, well, a couple of things on that. We got the location of Zug Island incorrect, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we said it was in Lake Michigan. Wrong! It's in the Detroit River, which flows into Lake Erie. It was never in Lake Michigan.
And boy, I made a lot of Canadians angry because I did not like that song. And Gordon Lightfoot is apparently the pride of Canada. I did not mean to knock anyone. I do not like that song, but I gotta say this, though. I got accused of yum-yucking, and I think that phrase has been taken a bit too far.
Now that it's been used against you?
Well, no.
Let's all stop using that.
No, the way it was written in was basically people were saying, like, you're not allowed to express an opinion about something anymore.
Right.
Because that's yum-yucking, and that's not true. You can have opinion. You can say, I don't like this thing. I think yum-yucking is when you're like, I don't know, it's a step further, which is like, how can you like this awful thing or something?
Well, I think some Canadians feel like you hit that line or crossed it.
You think?
Yeah, and I can kind of see it.
People would like it. If you like that song, fine. If you like that garbage song, that's your business.
There you go. All is right with the universe again.
Oh, boy. All right, so on to the mail. This is a very sweet one from Anna and Carter in the great city of Cleveland.
Okay.
Hey, guys, been listening for many years. I'm an Army sergeant, and about every 2 years ago, we were in a month-long field exercise. 1 week every night, helicopters practice night landings in the same field we were sleeping in. After a few nights constantly being up to what felt like a mechanical tornado, I decided I'd be up anyway, so I might as well put the podcast in my earbuds, and I fell straight to sleep and slept all night. I'm doing it ever since. Flash forward to present day, my son and I have made the podcast part of our nightly routine. We play it on the phone under a shared pillow to snuggle and cover mostly bugs and animals. It makes for great discussions with a 4-year-old. Last night he wanted Godzillas or butterflies, and Tracy and Holly have covered Godzilla, so my son requested you guys with butterflies.
Nice.
So my son Carter and myself say thank you for the info, work, peaceful sleep for an exhausted mom and soldier. Have a good night. And that is Anna and Carter in Cleveland, Ohio.
Thanks a lot, Anna and Carter. That's a great email. And Anna made reference to Holly and Tracy. She was saying that Stuff You Missed in History class apparently did an episode on Godzilla, which I didn't know, which I want to go listen to immediately.
Yeah. Our colleagues that we don't get to see anymore, but we go way back, and they're the best.
We presume they still exist.
I got an email from Holly, and that they're alive and well.
Okay, it's confirmed. So thank you from us and from Tracy and Holly to Anna and Carter. And if you want to be like Anna and Carter, you can send us an email to stuffpodcasts@iheartradio.com.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
Introducing the all-new Mazda CX-5, featuring more connection.
Hey Google, where's the nearest Pilates class?
Safety that has your back. More discovery on the scenic routes. More passion in the details. And more control in changing weather. The all-new Mazda CX-5. More to move every side of you. See it in 5 films at MazdaUSA.com/5sides.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Sequences shortened and simulated.
Everyone knows winter is the real mess maker. You don't need WeatherTech floor liners for summer unless you hit the beach and half the beach ends up back in your car, or the campsite dirt ends up in your trunk. Then you'd want a cargo liner, or a road trip goes sideways, lemonade spills, ketchup goes rogue, ice cream drips. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy about those WeatherTech seat protectors. So just to be clear, as the mud you're inevitably going to step in this summer, you don't need WeatherTech unless you plan on doing summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today.
Running a business is hard enough. Don't make it harder with a dozen apps that don't talk to each other. One for sales, another for inventory, a separate one for accounting. That's software overload. Odoo is the all-in-one platform that replaces them all. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, fully integrated, easy to use, and built to grow with your business. Thousands have already made the switch. Why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.